Hey, welcome back to Brothers Off Script. I'm Jerry,
I'm Ryan.
and we have been gone. It has been about a month since we did a video, and we are super excited to be back. I was in China, and he was doing a lot of work at his house.
I was here doing chores,
A lot of
kind of
work.
hanging out.
You had to like re-unpack your house.
Yep, I moved back in from moving out. It's like coming home from college, Mom. I gotta move back in. Um, I spent that time, just trying to get organized again, and it was kind of chaotic because you never really know. Like we've talked about getting rid of your junk before, and it's like to get the house ready to sell for show. They say declutter, depersonalize, take everything that is you and put it away
Yep.
somewhere where no one can see it and make the house look really pretty. And we did that, and we kept it that way for a couple of months. And then things didn't go well, and we decided to take it off the market. And, we're just going to wait it out, pay off some bills, get in better financial position, and then capitalize on the market. And hopefully we can still make some good money, but at least we won't have any debt to move forward with. So brought everything home from a unit, and it was only like 10 by 15, right? It's like mid-sized unit that you can get, but it's $180 a month. So
Yeah.
instead of spending
It'll wear on you.
wasting an additional, because we're going to stay off the market for like 6 months here, instead of wasting all that money, I just decided, it's easier, bring it all back, borrow it back in an afternoon, and I spent 3.5 weeks unpacking. It takes forever, and it's a lot of stuff I really don't need probably, but hey, we got things. We got things. We got to keep them. Got to enjoy them.
We got another kid.
Yeah,
That's what we got from China.
Swung by the Trader Joe's, or there's some more paperwork involved in that.
Yeah, there was a lot of paperwork involved. So
It's like a Costco membership. Right? You gotta buy in bulk.
Oh, man. My wife and I did 3 weeks in China, and it was not pastoral, rice paddy, beautiful pagoda China. It was a city of 18 million people, sweltering hot, 95 degrees, 100% humidity China. And I'm glad for the experience to have been there, and we saw a lot of neat stuff. But it's not, and it's certainly not a trip where you're at peace and relaxing and resting. The process of adoption can be tough. Our daughter did really, really well, and she's been home for a couple weeks now. So it's going well, but it was a hard process.
Yeah.
And we're glad to be back. We're glad to have all our kids back in the house. And I have been working like crazy around the backyard. Lots of projects going on. So we're back, and we wanted to talk today about this idea of, all this stuff that we just say,
Yeah.
right? Like it's instinctive the way we say it. Like I'm telling the kids right now, hey, I don't care if you who bumped who on the trampoline and, how you got that owie, you're going to say sorry, right? I don't care if it was an accident, you're saying sorry anyway. And we kind of got thinking, why do we say this stuff when, it's good to be polite and everything, but why are we so fixated on you've got to say these things?
You have to say words because words have power, but the meaning behind those words is not always in the word itself. Like sorry means, to me, not even trying to read a definition here, but sorry means I'm taking responsibility for your offense. Like you feel bad about this situation, so I'm going to take responsibility for it, and you can blame me, and I'll fully take that. That's it. Like if I had to be, crucified for something, that is what sorry should mean in a sense, because you're really the severity is obviously not there, but you have to say sorry. You're hurt. It's my fault. I feel bad that you feel bad. So are we cool? Are you going to hold a grudge? Is this going to be something that's going to go on forever? Or it can be the modern day version of sorry, which is like, sorry I cut you off. Don't road rage me. I'm not I'm just
a normal person.
I'm just
here.
looking at my cell phone here, driving down the road. I didn't bother to pay attention to other people around me, or I followed too close. And
I almost feel like this stuff comes out of. It's like it's a cultural heritage for us. You know, there was a period of time, especially in the West, where you bump some random stranger in the street
and you fought about it,
and you're gonna shoot each other. Now, is that romanticized? Sure. Is that Hollywood? Sure. Right? I'm sure that people didn't just go around slinging six guns at each other every day, because eventually everybody dies, right? If you do it that way. Right. But there's certainly this idea of, you've got to be polite, and we place such a focus on this. We talked about this in the video about embarrassment, right? Where we're so worried what other people are going to think about us, even if we're never going to see that person ever again. Yeah. And so we're apologizing to people left and right as we go through life, because, it's in you. Like, you've got to do this. This is the right way to go.
In some cases, it's been beaten into you. But, like, I saw a bus.
Sometimes.
I saw a bus just on the highway, and it has that little ticker board on the side of it. Usually says the route or what number the bus is or something like that. And this time it said, heading back to garage. Perfectly normal. Next line, sorry. Why? Why are you heading back to the garage? Like, I don't want to get on a defunct bus, like, sorry, I
don't want it to run out of gas.
I'd pick you up and we could die in a fiery explosion, and then I can apologize.
Just in case you really had your hopes up. You were like, you saw a bus, you have this Pavlov's dog's response, you start panting at the mouth, you're so excited you're going to get on the bus.
I know that bus is for me, but, sorry.
Sorry.
There was no letdown. There wasn't anything, it seems like a level of politeness that is just unnecessary. It should mean something when you say it, not just because you don't want to risk, one of these microaggressions or something like there. People are.
Can you explain just for a second what that means? If you've never heard the term microaggression,
to address a person, a human being, born one way or another, who decided not to be that way, and by referring to that person as not what they identify as, you are therefore being aggressive. In some case, I think it started out as a microaggression, and now it's just full blown. You've offended me. We're going to riot about this. I'm going to get those guys wearing the black face masks, and we're going to have a problem here. But a microaggression is just a way of being yourself, and then someone else taking offense to it because you didn't bother to keep them in mind while living your life.
Yeah, you should have known.
You should have known better that person was not a person. They were a Z or an X or a Y or whatever.
Or whatever. I'll say I am, personally, they'll just speak for myself.
Before you get there,
go ahead.
We do have one that's a legitimate sorry, and it was, hey, how far along are you? I'm not pregnant. Right? That actually happened. You think it's only in the movies. We did that. We did that the other day at a garage sale. Me and the wife.
You did that.
We did that. That's a real thing.
Dang.
And it hurts. It hurts to say that you could just be so.
That you thought someone was pregnant.
You could make the assumption of someone based on their physical appearance.
I'm going to go with that as a legitimate sorry.
That was a legitimate sorry. And she was totally cool with it. She says she's been getting it forever because of, she has, diabetes or something, and it caused her to have, a swollen belly. So, but it was just oh, crap. Didn't know that was a real thing. I thought I could spot the difference between a watermelon and a real pregnancy. It didn't. I felt bad, and that's how you should feel.
You should feel, and I guess that's the biggest point of this is if you're going to take the time to, be polite, and with many of the things we talk about, it's really about questioning why you're doing what you're doing, because when we look at any of these topics, it's about why are you making the decision that you're making in your life, and is it moving you forward to being happy? I'm a super proponent of you run your life, right? You have the liberty to run your life. You make your decisions for you. If you're offended by what I do, you're welcome to be offended.
Yeah.
You don't, I'm not worried about your offense, right? I'm not trying to offend you, and if you're going to take up offense, that's your right to do it, but I really don't care. And if you share it with me, okay. But except in the situation you're talking about, like, hey, there you are, you're going through life, you're trying to be polite, and it turns around and bites you.
Well, she was looking at baby clothes, man. It was like it's too many points against her in that situation. But
are you blaming her?
She's picking out kids for a niece or a nephew or something. She said all of her kids were fully grown, so she had been pregnant at one point in time. So it's really all the same ballpark.
Wow!
Just
for all the women in the audience. Wow!
But that's not like. If you're ignorant to someone's offense, that's fine. I think that you can be a person going through the world and never make a good friend or never make a good enemy. You know what I mean? Like, you're not going to be walking around just making everyone hate you or everyone love you, but there's just never going to be like a perfect balance between the two where everyone's going to like you or everyone's going to hate you. Even the worst people in the world, some people still like them. So.
And you're guaranteed to offend people, right? Like, we don't have a class, as far as I know, in high school right now that teaches you to not offend anyone ever. Hopefully that comes out of your home, right? Hopefully as a parent you're talking to your children
I'm
about,
not sure the specifics, but
don't
it does exist.
Don't walk up to random people. My daughter, my 6-year-old, who says, hey, you've got a huge belly, right? To random people in the store, okay? We teach her not to do that. But she's observing on a fact, right? It is a fact that your belly is bigger than hers. But she's just noticing, and you're just being offended. So
unfiltered, though.
As parents, we're teaching her how to not do that and how to keep those thoughts to herself, because we don't want her getting in fights all the time with random strangers.
I think it'll go away before too long.
Sure, it does, but I guess the point I'm making is that we, as much as we will look at other people who get offended with us and we'll say, what's their problem? You know, what the heck is wrong with them? We also need to be very aware of what we do and the choices that we make and the things we get offended by. Because I've got friends, my spouse, my family, who have become offended with me because they misunderstood something that I said.
Yeah.
Right? So as humans, we're very aware of this social fabric of, microaggressions, of the wrong tone or the wrong voice or the wrong word in this situation. And we all kind of collectively need to chill out a little bit, I think, and expect a little bit less from the people around us and expect a little bit more of ourselves.
If you wear a sign that's got all your offenses labeled on it, and it's like, hey, if you're too close to me, you can read this, or what is it? Like, if you could read
the
this,
bumper stickers?
Yeah, if you can read this, you're too close. If you beep your horn twice, that's racist. If you, whatever their lists are that they've got to keep, everyone in check with. If you're not actively displaying it, expect people to be normal around you
and unaware of your offense.
When you become offended by it, don't take it as an opportunity to lash out. If you're going to continue and persist in this behavior that is so, let's say, soft and non-resilient, then you have to use that opportunity to educate the person that offended you. Now, if they're not receptive to this re-education, then you have to assume they're a lost cause and stop wasting everybody's time and go away.
Go forward with your life.
Or away. Just change trajectory and go away. Because I'm going to be that guy who's going to give you an argument on why I don't think I should change how I am because you changed how you are.
And with that, guys, thanks so much for watching. We really appreciate your time. Please make sure you subscribe and like and share what we're doing. We appreciate your support. If you don't like what we're doing, hit the dislike and let us know why in the comments below.
Talk to you later.